in this sample, this is our sales sheet for these products, okay? And this is our revenue, and this is our cost, right? Our cost, and then what the revenue was ultimately. Week ending, okay? And then the product, and then how many of those we sold, what the revenue was that we made, and what our actual cost was, okay? So in this spreadsheet, I would like to, gather some data from the spreadsheet, right? So in your home tab in Excel, you do have an analyze data icon over here. It's way over to the right. When I turn on the analyze data, now it used to be called ideas. So if you ever hear it referred to as turn on the ideas, that's what it used to be called. It's now called analyze data. So in this spreadsheet, you can see when I turn on the analyze data feature, this panel pops up on the right side. And it's basically right here saying, go ahead, ask us your questions. So right here, you can say whatever you want. This is the prompt, basically, right? This is the prompt that you would normally put into ChatGPT, or, I don't know if you use like any picture type of text to image. I use Midjourney, which is awesome. I just type in the picture that I'm looking for, and voila. So Ray knows, we did this in class. I said, give me a picture of a flamingo on an island at sunset. And boom, you guys, like AI is insane. It was pretty awesome. So the prompt is everything. And as descriptive as you can be is really the best rule of thumb, right? So the more words, the more descriptive words you can put in the prompt, the better. So right here, it's telling you, go ahead, ask a question about your data, right? As soon as I click inside of there, look what happens. It's already pulling up some standard questions that you might already want to ask. But it's already putting it in there for you. So you don't even have to type, right? What is the total revenue by product? What is the product total sales? Higher than 200. What products have a sales higher than 200, right? Percentage of distribution of product. Give me the insights for our cost. What was our cost? So down here, what you're seeing is basically, this is your insights. So what it's doing is kind of giving you a pivot table. So this is kind of cool. So this is a pivot table right here. So what it's doing is it's going down the entire column B, looking at all the products. And yes, there's, different week endings, right? Different products. And it's giving you a total of our cost, right? But then the total revenue we made for that product as a whole, as a total. So it's going down the entire list of products, summarizing each product. We only have 5. And it's giving us a total revenue and the sum of the cost as well. Like, isn't that cool? So I can say the same thing. Give me total revenue by product. Now it's visualizing that data as well. So talk to it, right? Ask it what you need, but also use the prompts that it's giving you, because more than likely it's going to give you here what you're looking for anyway, right? So just pick one, right? And so it's giving you all these totals, insert a pivot chart. So if I go back, let me go back to total revenue by product. That's beautiful, isn't it? Nice visual chart. Check that out, right? And then I can insert that pivot chart right into the data. It'll pull it up in a separate spreadsheet. And then here's the pivot table right here. So this chart is corresponding to this data, this pivot table, like seconds, right? So if you're iffy on pivot tables, if you're iffy on how to visualize your tables into a chart, here you are. Now, if you do have a chart, when you click on the chart, this is just a little side note, when you click on the chart, you do have an option here. When you click on the chart, you get these extra tools tabs up here at the top in your ribbon. So hopefully you guys know by now, if you've been working with Microsoft long enough to know that when you insert an object into any of the 365 applications, Word, Excel, Outlook, PowerPoint, that it's going to give you an extra tools tab at the top of things that you can do specifically with that particular object. Okay. So if I click off of the chart, those tabs go away. If I click back on the chart, I can pivot chart analyze. So there's all these different functions that you can do to this chart to dig deeper down into analyzing this data. Okay. I can change the design. So I can change the colors if I want, right? I can change the look if I want. I can change, look at that. So pretty, isn't it? So there's a lot of things that you can do once you insert that pivot table. Over here is your pivot table. Over here to the right of your pivot table field. I'm not going to get into pivot tables today. I would not be able to do that today. We would be here for a while. There's so much that you can do though. Remember, pivot tables is a way of taking just a big spreadsheet full of raw data and just really cleaning it up and honing in to specifically the data you are looking for. Okay. And over here, I can take some of this information here in a pivot table and I can drag and drop that information. But notice up over here that it's giving you that analyzed data. That's over here as well. So again, it opened up a separate sheet tab for me that gave me the pivot table based on that analyzed data, gave me the pivot table, and then gave me a visual next to it automatically. Isn't that cool? So seconds, right? Too. It's in seconds. So let me go back to my sales data. So that is the analyzed data feature. So even though Copilot is not out yet, right? We don't have access to it yet. And listen, if I don't have access, you guys better not have access to it. I would think that I would have priority as a Microsoft trainer. But so the analyzed data feature, that's in there. That's for you guys to play around with. It is going, if you are tasked with reporting or analyzing data, this is the way to go. So if you've never known about this, now you do. If you need to know more, take my course. Let me know what you need, and I can be your Excel buddy.